You have the StreamYard duck over your face, hubby.
Does
All
it's like
right.
over his face. Great.
Welcome to Fusion Pop episode 4. This episode, we're actually doing first movie in theaters that started it all. And yeah, I'm trying to put down my hair. So just so you guys know, we're going to go over, each of us are going to tell what our first movie we ever saw in theaters was, the impact it had, our favorite part of the movie, our non-favorite or least favorite part of the movie, and how it impacted us for future shows and movies we watch now. So, I'll go ahead and start because with mine. Well, before I start though, there is one thing I do want to say. I already did this. Well, pretty much. Fusion Pop is presented and produced by Fusion Radio, which I myself own and DJ. I'm at DJ Eternalized, or you could go to as Fusion Radio Unites with Facebook, and you could even find us on Twitter and Instagram. Now, in regards to what I was going to say, Friday night, while live on air, I already kind of almost cried while saying it when I found out. But we lost somebody amazing, Chadwick Boseman, who was, of course, Black Panther. And everybody knows him mostly for that lately, but he's been in many others. He actually was James Browning, Get On Up, and he also did some other movies.
He played Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson. When was that one?
I don't remember.
The movie 42. He was Jackie Robinson, and he did some other ones that completed before he passed. But yeah, it's gonna be hard, especially with the Avengers and the Black Panther series. But hopefully, they'll do something in memory of him.
I think that.
Yeah.
Discussion online last night,
Mm-hmm.
and there are a bunch of people saying, well, in the comics, at some point or another, and I'm not familiar with the comic books at all, really, Shuri goes on and becomes the Black Panther.
Yeah, Crystal was so yeah.
So they're kind of, there's some folks that were on Facebook sort of pushing this, like, okay, they should just get Letitia right and send her into that role.
We'll see what happens. But of course, everybody, prayers are for him and his family and everyone. And, that's a hard hit.
Cancer,
he hit it well. I mean, I had no idea.
He was still visiting children in hospitals and those things as his role as the Black Panther, and that was just him knowing full well, and he's still going out and doing those things. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he was sick, yet he even persevered with all these movies. He kept going. If it was me, I'd be like, I'm staying in bed. I don't want to chance it, but that's just me. But I mean, he's somebody you could look up to with that, It's just wow. It was amazing, but he was only 43 when he passed, and that's sad because I'm like, I'll be 41 this year, so I'm like, whoo, anything can happen. But
a friend of ours passed last year, and he like,
but he kept that a secret, that I'm like, wow, nobody knew except his close family, of course. So
people would be commenting online about his weight loss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard that.
Why he was
I mean, from what I was reading last week, he stopped following a lot of stuff online because he couldn't deal with
Oh yeah, he also played
commentary, and of course nobody knew that it was cancer eating him out from inside.
I'm sure some people are
just that
themselves now.
Yeah, I'm sure there are.
And of course, in addition to roles, he also played Thurgood Marshall. And that's like 4 major Black culture figures in one short career. Yeah, that is. It's amazing. Now, on to what we are going to talk about. And of course, I always send prayers to everyone. That's still just talking about it. I'm still like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. But let's go and talk about first movies. Mine was June. The release date was June 11th, 1982. I was about 2.5 years old when I saw it, but when I did, I fell in love. It was E.T.
Now I feel old. I was 7,
know, right?
I was
now, of course,
7 when E.T.
Yeah. Now, of course, some people might not have seen it before, but heard of it. It is by Disney, and it's about a gentle alien that was stranded on Earth, and he was discovered and befriended by a young boy. And of course, Elliot was the name. So when he goes, yeah, I always remember Elliot. So he brings him home with him, of course, and he introduces him as E.T. And so his brother and sister, but of course, some great actors. Gertie was by Drew Barrymore. Dee Wallace was the mother, Mary. Then Elliot was Henry Thomas. Robert, I can't even say that. Robert McNaughton was Michael, and Peter Coyote was Keys. So that's not all the. That's not all of them, of course. Oh, look, it's going to be on TV soon too. September 5th on Bravo, September 15th on Sci-Fi.
Now, is it the original version or the doctored version?
It doesn't say. Either
way, DVRing.
Yeah. Gonna have to watch it. But the funny thing is, after watching that, it was like, I'm into a lot of sci-fi fantasy and everything, and I'm like, that probably spurred me in that direction. Especially since after I watched it, my mom told me I was a huge fan of E.T. to the point where I got one of the inflatable E.T.s and like would carry it with me everywhere, had lunch with it. And as I was telling them before we went live, I was gonna actually bring a photo of me when I was younger with E.T. just to show everyone, but I looked everywhere and can't find it. So I'm gonna try to keep looking because I'm trying to figure out where it went. But I've moved so many times, who knows where it went? But I hope when I do find it, I am gonna share it with everyone. I promise, even if it's on the Facebook page, I will share it. And then we have this. E.T. was produced by Amblin and distributed by Universal. Either one of them owned by Disney at the time.
I don't think so.
No, but it says that E.T. may be the best Disney film Disney ever made. And Disney actually has the E.T. flying bike ride too in their parks. And I went on that. That was kind of cool. I had E.T. for a little bit. Actually, that was one of my favorite scenes too. When they were bike riding in the air, I was like, "Sweet! I want to do that. Can I have an E.T.?" And I guess that's how I got the inflatable one. Oh, here, where was E.T. filmed at? Porter Ranch, Tujunga, and Crescent City, and I think in Los Angeles.
Crescent City would be LA.
And the house is in Tujunga, California, that they were at.
Tujunga.
Which is fun to say.
Tujunga. Erica, we were thinking the same thing. Tujunga.
It's just fun to say.
That Disney never made? Oh, it is. It says the best Disney film that Disney never made. Okay, I read that wrong. My bad. But it must have been Universal. I was on the ride because I was in Universal too at one point. So, yeah. So E.T. was Universal. And the ride is awesome, by the way, if it's still there. But yeah, he's right. It was by Amblin and distributed by Universal. How I didn't know. He had a record by sending in box tops of E.T. cereal. I forgot there was E.T. cereal. It had a Michael Jackson narrating an adaptation of the movie story. Oh, wow.
I don't remember an E.T. cereal.
I don't either, but
it's old age. Know. I blame old age.
Yeah, me too.
Like I said, I was 7 when E.T. came out when I saw it. So,
and it was, of course, directed by Steven Spielberg.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I have a phone call. I'm gonna answer it. Hello. I'll be back, guys.
All right. Okay. E.T. cereal tasted like chocolate and peanut butter. Duh! Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love chocolate and peanut butter too. I would have ate that. I wonder if Mom I didn't know about it.
See, I don't remember it, but chocolate and peanut butter, you think it tastes like a Reese's? Like a Reese's peanut butter cup or something.
Oh, I'm a big fan of Reese's Pieces. Reese's peanut butter cup. Anything chocolate and peanut butter. Yeah.
I know Reese's Pieces had a thing in the movie, if I remember right. And that's one of my favorite candies. Probably because of E.T.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. But, I mean, the flying scene was my favorite. The least favorite part was when E.T. was like dying and they had him in that thing in the house and the guys came in with the whole setup. To me, it had that eerie, the eerie start. Yeah, it was just like creepy. And at the same time, it was so sad because I was like, no, E.T. don't die.
Oh no, I was told. See, I don't remember this, but my brother, my aunt were with us when we went to see it. Mm-hmm. And apparently when E.T. was dying, I ended up crying. So I cried apparently during that scene.
Oh, I know I did. Even now. Even now I'm like, no, not E.T. He's so sweet. He's innocent.
Yeah. Like, no, not E.T. I did. I cried. I was such a baby. My brother, if he ever sees this, is going to be like, she was such a wuss.
It happens. But yeah, E.T. was my first.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He'd be the first one to go, such a wuss.
But yeah, as I said, E.T. was my first one. I was very young when I saw it, so I'm surprised. That was 2.5 years old. I saw my first movie.
Yeah, see, I was 7. So I'm a little bit older than you are.
Yeah.
So I was 7.
I'm older than both of you. I was 17 when it came
out. Okay, see, now I don't feel so bad. You were 10 years older than I was.
I think Steve Spielberg's First Contact story was better in Close Encounters.
Close Encounters. I loved that movie.
Yeah, that movie
was I like. Close Encounters and Cocoon for some reason.
Oh, here's a trivia. M&M's was offered a chance to be the candy to appear in E.T., but they didn't want to be associated with that dumb kids movie, so Reese's got.
See, that is why I love Reese's Pieces. They screw you, Mars. Screw you, M&M's. Reese's Pieces, man.
Hey, you lost.
My husband will tell you I'm a Reese's Pieces freak. I love them.
Yeah, when I go to the theater, it's Reese's Pieces and usually Twizzlers, or well, other than popcorn, or like my other go-to.
You can have your Twizzlers. Those are gross. Never liked Twizzlers. No,
there was
Reese's
Pieces who hates peanut butter. So
Reese's Pieces.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. No, it's like, no, my chocolate alone, please.
No, mine was Reese's Pieces and the Snow Caps.
Oh yeah, those are good too.
I like Snow Caps.
Snow Caps
are good.
But I get that from my mom because my mom likes those.
Oh, there you go.
Her for that.
So
the Reese's Pieces is all me.
Yeah. But yeah, E.T. I think E.T. is always going to be that
E.T.
major movie.
Yeah, I think that was like, I think that was my first exposure to sci-fi anyway. Not so much fantasy, but sci-fi. unfortunately, it didn't carry over to a lifelong thing. I'm more into horror movies, so.
No, with me, it's
I'm more of a fantasy. I go the fantasy side of sci-fi. So.
Yeah, I'm both sci-fi and fantasy. Of course,
she's more the Star Trek ET, and I'm more like the Lord of the Rings.
I love Sequest, Stargate SG-1.
Sequest was good. Sequest was good.
Yeah.
Jonathan Brandis is okay in that.
I
just like the talking dolphin Darwin.
Okay. When you're growing up, you have that favorite actor. Jonathan Brandis was my man. I'm sorry. I was so upset when he passed.
No, I had River Phoenix. I love River Phoenix.
I plastered my wall with Jonathan Brandis posters. That's how.
No, I think my top three were. My top three were probably River Phoenix, Jonathan Brandis, and Will Wheaton. I have no idea why, but River Phoenix because of The Stand. I remember seeing The Stand.
Well, that's your horror right there.
Well, my dad also introduced me to Stephen King young.
All right, there you go.
Dad started us young. Thanks, Dad. And that was the first Stephen King I read, besides Pet Sematary, I think was the other one.
I remember seeing that movie.
Might have been Christine. I don't remember. I remember reading The Stand though.
I'm more of supernatural than actual horror.
So you're more like.
Oh, that's cool. Will Wheaton posted a little tribute to River on his Tumblr the other day.
Did he? Awesome. Awesome. Well, they were friends. They were really good friends. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, if I remember right, Will Wheaton was at the Viper Room with him when he died.
Oh.
Which is kind of sad. I remember him saying something about that in an interview like years ago, and I just remember crying when Will Wheaton said something about it, and I remember just crying like even with Chadwick Boseman. It was just like, wait, what? Oh, what? Huh? And I was a teenager, and I was like, no, you cannot take my River Phoenix. I'm sorry. We didn't have the internet where you could look up death hoaxes. Like, it was just like, no. I have a friend that every time he swears every time that he Googles somebody, they end up dying. So, of course, when we found out about Chadwick, we were all like, okay, did you Google, Kip, did you Google him?
Oh, Lord.
He's like, no, I swear I didn't do it.
That is scary. I'd be like, do not Google anyone anymore.
You are not allowed to Google anyone. You're not allowed to Google anybody famous ever.
No, that would be bad.
It was bad. Horrible. Poor Kip. But yeah, I teared up when I heard about him. So because of course, he was the Black Panther and.
Oh no, I did too. And when I was saying it live on air, when it first came out, I was like it came out around like 7:30 at night, but like I didn't go on air till 10 p.m. Eastern, of course. And I saw it and I was like, oh. I was like, oh my.
Yeah, I actually had to Google it just to make sure it was true because I was like, no, because you've got these death hoaxes that come up all the time, and I was like, no, I'm checking this out. And then I saw this thing on CNN, and I was just like, oh no, really? that was kind of hit home, and I was like, oh, that sucks, because I had seen him as the Black Panther. I had seen Black Panther, and I had seen 42, the Jackie Robinson one. So it was kind of like, no. But only the good die young,
I'd come on to, I think it was on one of the Axonar live streams, and they were talking about it, and I was like, what? And also hopped online and looked it up. I was like, crap.
Yeah.
And realizing that, he was scheduled to do the next movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I figured the producers had to have known. I don't know what their plan was, but I bet the producers knew.
As far as they said, he didn't tell anybody. He kept it just in the family. That's what I was told, or what I read. But I don't know if anybody other than them, like producers and stuff, really know if they were like close.
I know a lot of the fans didn't know because I didn't know.
Oh, nobody, yeah.
And the friends that I have on Facebook that are fans of his from Black Panther and 42 and all that, they were all like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "Wait, he had cancer?" No, so I didn't even know. So he kept it pretty private.
I'm just figuring if he's known for the last 4 years, and given the amount of money and production stuff that goes into these things, I'm sure there was. I mean, and I'm sure they kept it, very much private. But I think the producers, and like the lead people making Black Panther 2 had to have been aware.
I'm sure they were.
Because if nothing else, they would have been watching him and watching his striking weight loss, and figuring, wait, how are you going to be? What's going on? You got to be in condition to play this role at at whatever time it is after the pandemic eases up enough that they can all produce again. What's happening here, dude? And yeah, they would have, with the amount of money.
He probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think he told them when they realized he was losing that much weight. But I know he took off a lot of his pictures of him with the weight loss because he was getting negative feedback, and that's just messed up.
Yeah.
Claire and I were just saying, it's like there are probably a lot of people now, because I was also reading that there had been a lot of people throwing all sorts of shade at him. And they're probably sitting there going, wow, I feel like an idiot now.
I didn't throw any shade because honestly, I didn't see the most recent pictures till recently, and I was like, oh, now I understand. But to assume things is bad too, because you never know what's going on in an actor's life. To say, oh, he's losing weight on purpose or something, and yet he's sick. You don't know if he was sick. I mean, I think some people shouldn't say anything negative until they know the whole story.
Yeah, but you always have those people who throw shade just because they can.
True, which is sad.
Negative attention is better than no attention. But I mean, I had family members who have cancer, so I know that they lose weight drastically on chemo and radiation.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be throwing shade at anybody not knowing their story.
And that's the thing. People just mouth off and they don't think about it. And yeah.
Yeah. And they're wrong for doing that.
Maybe this will be a lesson to some few of them. I don't know.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
I'd like to hope.
Hope is always a good thing.
Even if optimism is taking a beating these days.
That it is.
All right, so up next, Erica, you want to go next with yours?
Outside of E.T.? Let's see, what else do I remember?
Was there another one that maybe earlier you watched before you were 7? That was your first?
No, I don't remember anything before that. Afterwards, I'd have to say Legend. With Tom Cruise. He was a very young Tom Cruise.
Yes, that was his very first movie too.
It would have been his very first, one of his very first movies, if not his first. Probably Legend pushed me into the more fantasy side. So.
And that one was
released 83.
1986.
No, 86. Right, 86. Sorry,
April,
my brain
1986. We're good.
Do you see what COVID has done to me? It makes me not remember dates.
I know that. I love that one though too.
Yeah, I loved Legend. Not a big I used to like Tom Cruise. Not a big fan of his recently. Ever since that whole jumping on Oprah's couch craziness, he's done lost his mind. Ever since that whole crazy religion that he is. But
I always forget what it is called.
I love the ones that believe in the aliens and L. Ron Hubbard and all that.
I can't remember.
Yeah, Scientology.
Alex is like, Scientology. Glad somebody's brain is working tonight. Yeah, before his Scientology breakdown. Yeah, Legend. It was just. I think it was because of the unicorn. I have a thing for mystical beasts. I think it was the unicorns, fairies, and
beautiful.
I think it's I mean, for the time period it was done in, it was pretty cool special effects.
Oh yeah,
so,
I agree.
I mean, if they redid it now, I'm sure it could be like 20 times, 200 times better than it was when we first saw it.
But, they could always do a sequel because the
I
Lord
think they should just leave
it right, true.
Leave it alone.
Too many
reboot. Destroy my childhood. Leave it alone.
No, that's why I said not a reboot, a sequel.
Leave it alone, Hollywood. Leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
You're not allowed to touch E.T. and Legend. Anything else you can screw with.
No, they're already trying to do Labyrinth.
Yeah, don't mess with Labyrinth and Dark Crystal. Those are the other ones I remember as a kid. In fact, I don't have it now because I put it in my barn, but I have an anniversary version of Labyrinth.
They with Dark Crystal, they actually did a series based off of it.
Yeah, I heard about that. I didn't watch it.
I don't want to watch it.
My favorite was
I wasn't a huge fan of Dark Crystal. I enjoyed it when I first watched it, but the feel of it wasn't one that I'd return to.
I like the Muppets. It's all about the Muppets, man. It's all about Jim Henson.
But yeah, with Legend, was there a favorite scene of yours?
Probably like when they attacked the demon lord guy.
Oh,
when they first started attacking him. He was just cool looking. But that was probably my favorite scene, was like his destruction and saving the unicorn, of course.
Oh yeah.
So,
do you have a scene you didn't like?
I don't really think I do. It's been a while since I've watched the movie. I have it. We have it here.
I know it by heart. I used to watch it all the time.
You're such a geek.
Yes.
It's kind of like me with the Lord of the Rings and the Potter movies. I know them all. It's horrible. In fact, the other night we had potatoes here at the house. I was walking around going, "Potato." My husband just looked at me like, "Okay, Samwise."
Yeah, it turns out my friend Emma just stated they have a comic book series of Dark Crystal, which goes into the history of everything. I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that either. I know my sister, who's younger than I am, much younger than I am. She's 16 years younger than me. I went to dinner at her house one night. It was just her and I. And she had Netflix, and she's like, "Oh, let's watch a movie," So we're going through the movies, and I'm like, "Oh, look, Labyrinth." And she's like, "What's Labyrinth?" And I was like, "Oh, honey."
Oh, no.
I was like, "Really? Have I never introduced you to Labyrinth?" And she's like, "No, what is it?" And I was like, "Hit play." We sat there watching it, and she's like, "Oh my God, this is so catchy." And like, she's dancing around in the songs. And this is, of course, before she had my niece. But, Dance Magic is one of the songs that she was like dancing around the house to, and her husband came in and he was just like, "What in the world?" So poor James was like, "Okay." My brother-in-law was like, I got to introduce her to one of my movies from when I was a kid. It was great.
With Legend, though, I love Tim Curry as Darkness, the Lord of Darkness.
Tim Curry's always been a good bad guy. He was good as Scar.
But the way they did his makeup and everything, I was like, "Whoa!" It was like amazing at that time. Yeah, it was amazing.
The time it was. He has the voice for a bad guy.
Really he always did. But, I loved a lot of his work. But gosh,
that was probably one of his original first handful of movies he did too. I don't remember seeing him in anything before that. If he did, I haven't seen it.
There's probably bit roles and such.
Yeah, probably. But he was good as Darkness. He was.
Let me see if he was.
I can't remember who the girl is. Does it say who the girl is?
Yeah, the one who starred as Lily was Maya Sarah.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything from her after.
Well, actually, she's slowly coming back. Let's see, with Legend, shoot. Oh gosh, she's done so much work. I'm trying to get to that one. All right. Okay. So before Legend, TV series. Yeah, he did some small stuff. He was in something called Napoleon in Love. Oh, the Rocky Horror Picture Show was before Legend, actually.
Yeah, he was Dr. Frankenfurter, if I remember right.
Yes.
For that. That is, I love that movie too.
He was in a William Shakespeare miniseries called Will Shakespeare too in 1978.
Sorry about that.
You're fine. And oh yeah, he was in Annie and Oliver Twist even before Legend.
The first one I've ever seen him in is probably Dr. Frankenfurter in Rocky Horror.
I remember Annie because I remember he and his girlfriend were helping his sister, who was in charge of the orphanage she was at, try to get Annie back or whatever, and they went up that train.
That was Miss Hannigan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Miss Hannigan is the character you're thinking of that ran the orphanage. Yeah. Yes, I watched Annie once in my entire life.
I've seen Annie too, so don't feel bad.
I love.
I've only watched it once. I'm not into those orphan. I mean, I like Oliver Twist, but that's because
Maya Sarah was also Sloane from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's another one she was in. But I know that she's coming back lately.
The female lead was Sloane from Ferris Bueller's Day Off from Legend. Mm-hmm. Mia Sarah, she was Sloane. She didn't know that. I love these little tidbits. They're great.
I know, you learn a lot. And then I'm trying to remember. She recently. Oh, she was in The Witches of Oz, a TV miniseries. I didn't even hear about that one. I want to look that up now.
I think I vaguely heard
of it. Dorothy and the Witches of Oz.
Yeah, I avoid anything that has to do with Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz and Kansas thing.
Yeah, she did Birds of Prey, the TV series. She was a main one in that. But yeah, she hasn't done anything big that I see since that movie.
Yeah, I avoid anything that has to do with the Wizard of Oz.
I don't remember.
So
I grew up with too much of
that. Yeah. But my favorite song, of course, Love by the Sun. I love that. That is a great song. And the ending is so pretty with it, playing with everybody together, celebrating.
She likes all the pretty moments in the movies.
But I'm trying to think if I had the part I didn't like and the part I did like, per se.
I actually had to
I enjoyed kind of all of it. I think I can't. Yeah, I'm thinking of all the parts in it because I know it by heart, and yeah, I can't think of anything that was totally no. I can't. That was horrible,
unfathomable.
Yeah, but I did.
I actually had to go back in my brain when she asked me to be on the show and be like, okay, movies from when I was a kid. Let's see, there's E.T., Legend. I was like, Dark Crystal, Labyrinth.
Better. I can't remember the very first movie I ever saw, so for my answer, it's not going to be the very first one I've ever seen. So,
yeah, Sarah was telling me she couldn't remember. I said the only reason I know is because I asked my parents. My mom. I asked her. I was like, what was the first movie I ever saw? And she's like, E.T. I was like, oh, really? She's like, yeah, I remember because you would drag that thing everywhere. I was like, oh,
thanks.
I have a picture with E.T.
Nope, I had one. I was telling you when we were backstage that I had the one that had the glow in the dark. His finger lit up.
I'm trying to remember if mine did or not. So long. I have to look at the.
I don't think the inflatable did. This was like a
it wasn't
harder plastic action figure type thing.
Yeah, I think what they did though is they made it look like with the yellow part where because his finger was always like that with the blow up.
They may have used glow in the dark material for it.
Yeah, I know they did.
They have. I just don't remember.
My brain, when you talk about that glow in the dark material, I think of what it used to be compared to what it is now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's come a long way.
Everything's come a long way.
Radioactive is all I'm gonna say.
We've all been hanging on Chernobyl.
And of course, Ridley Scott directed it.
Yes, he did.
So some people have comments where it's like, great movie, a bit cheesy, but fantastic.
Fantastic movie.
Well, you have to admit, in the 80s, some of the movies were a bit cheesy.
This is like, you gotta remember, it's early 80s, mid to early 80s, so we didn't have the technology we have for the big explosions, and the makeup wasn't,
Yeah. But
makeup come a long way.
Well, though, we gotta admit.
Yeah, we did come a long way. I'm glad.
We have come a long way for special effects and makeup artists.
Oh yeah.
The techniques have come a longer.
Now I'm just like, oh boy, wow. Didn't see that one coming.
Okay,
so
all right, so let's see. We got E.T., Legend. All right, Sarah or Alex, whichever one of you want to go first.
I have been racking my brain trying to remember like what the first movie. I have vague recollections, probably like classic Disney animation. I think it's probably
like Fantasia,
Snow White,
Fantasia, Dumbo, things like that from like way back.
Mom would subject you to those.
That's what. Yeah, my parents probably took me to that to begin that.
I remember seeing some Disney movies, but E.T. was the first I actually remembered.
Yeah, E.T. was my first. Later on, of course.
E.T. and Legend.
Oh, here's some tidbit. First movie. Oh, look, we have first movie I saw on the big screen in 1980, Popeye, with Robin Williams as Popeye. Oh my gosh, I remember that.
That was a good movie too. That was pretty funny. I like that.
I didn't see it when it first came out. I saw it later.
Yeah, I saw it later. Shelley Duvall was awesome in that, actually.
She was perfect. She was skinny, like olive oil. I mean, it's hard to find people that look the part, but she definitely had that look down pat.
And Popeye was created because the decimal place for the iron content was in a different place, and they're just going, we have to get kids to eat this somehow.
Oh well, I have to admit, before I knew about the movie, I grew up on the Popeye cartoons, and the
cartoons on Saturday morning.
Yes, and I had
along
that
with
little
Yogi Bear.
My mom and even my grandparents later, but my mom would set me up with that little tray that could go across your lap or you could sit in front of, and it would have like the food, like lunch on it or whatever, and I would be eating it while watching the show. I remember that.
We did that.
Yeah, and it was like
Saturday mornings in my house, and me and my brother in front of the TV eating cereal and watching Popeye and Rocky and Bullwinkle and Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Dad would watch Looney Tunes with us.
And then later in the 80s, it was Thundercats, Voltron,
Thundercats, Voltron.
But I remember all that. The thing is, Popeye still didn't get me to eat spinach. It took like when they started making cream of spinach or like some cheese on spinach, that made me eat it more. But now I love spinach, even plain.
Well, okay, in all fairness, this one thought before this that canned spinach was good eating, and I just
okay, you have to take it out and make it a certain way for it to be good eating. But fresh spinach, when you like put
fresh spinach or frozen any day.
Those are really good too, especially if you steam it. And my mother-in-law makes spinach and artichoke dip that is amazing.
Amazing. That's amazing. Anyway.
Yeah, Erica knows. Erica's come over.
It's amazing. You guys would have to try. It's amazing.
Yes.
I've
She
had
made it-
good ones, so I can believe that.
She
Yeah,
made
we
it
did
for Christmas
D&D.
one year.
Yeah, it
don't
was
remember.
Christmas. The Christmas
It was
party.
Christmas. It was a Christmas party.
Because Erica is a part of our ship, the USS Serenity with Starfleet International Fan Association, and we also do D&D together.
Well,
I am the Marine. I am the Marine captain.
and this is my XO.
Oh, ours is the other way. I'm the XO, and my husband's the captain.
I'm the security chief, so
Yes, he's our security chief.
I was the founding CEO, did that for 11 years, and then handed it off.
I am the Marine captain on the ship. So.
And what was your ship name again?
The Avenger.
Oh, nice. That's perfect.
We launched.
We're the Serenity.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we launched
85.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you guys are ahead of us.
That we would still be doing it in 2020, I would have said, yeah, sure. And yet here we are.
What are you smoking?
Can I have whatever hallucinogenic you're imbibing?
But yeah, it shows Popeye actually came out December 6, 1980. Director was Robert Altman. And let's see how well it did. Budget was $20 million. It doesn't say what they actually got.
It doesn't say what the box office is if you scroll down.
No, usually it does right under budget. But it had a bunch of production companies involved. The King Features Syndicate, the Walt Disney Company, Paramount Pictures, and Walt Disney Pictures. Wow. Never seen all those together.
Disney was double dipping on Popeye there.
Right?
Billions.
And of course, it's considered a musical and comedy because there is music.
There was singing.
They grossed $16 million.
But you have to admit, Robert Williams was like the best Popeye. I can't picture anybody else ever playing Popeye.
Robin was very.
Oh, here we
for
go.
Many things.
Box office was $60 million. Oh, so it did do over the budget.
It
Nice.
just said, box office $60 million. So
Alex just looked it up.
it tripled its
Which
budget.
is a good haul.
Yeah.
Good haul.
For the 80s, yeah.
You need to pretty much, and it's still about the same today, you need to double your production and advertising costs.
And Popeye apparently did that. He tripled it because it was what? You said $20 million to produce?
$20 million was the budget.
Or another 7 to 8 advertising, then yeah.
It grossed 60, so it tripled its production. So that's good.
Yeah.
Now Pluto, I have to admit, when watching that movie, when Pluto comes out, like it looked like he was like in the darkness or red haze or something because he got angry. That was always a creepy spot for me. I was like, ooh. I was like, okay.
He's totally got off from topic.
But the baby was so cute.
So what are some of the first things you remember?
Sweet peas, maybe.
I guess I remember
Fantasia.
Old school Disney cartoons. I remember seeing Benji at a drive-in.
Benji, oh my god!
When did Benji come out? Let me see.
I remember Old Yeller. I remember seeing Old Yeller. I don't remember seeing Benji.
I remembered an older film that I saw when I was younger than the first one I was going to mention. So,
okay. Benji the Hunted was 1987 film.
And I'm going to do a quote from this film.
But the original.
Funnier.
Oh, 1974 was the original Benji. Is that the one you're thinking of?
That was before me.
Definitely before me.
I mean, very few, with the possible exception of the Disney stuff, of the films that I saw when I was really young, had a huge amount of impact. It probably wasn't until I was 9 or 10 seeing Star Wars, seeing
Star Trek.
Yeah, but I was already into it by the time Star Trek was actually in the movie.
Was one of the ones he remembers seeing as a kid. Was Star Trek, I think Return of the Jedi was the other one, and E.T.
Oh,
yeah. My husband got brought up with Star Trek through his father, so I think those were his first movies.
I think actually.
We weren't really into Star Trek.
I heard E.T. was another movie he saw though too.
I think the youngest I can remember is the Star Wars films, because I remember you saying that made me remember the rest of them, because we went to Taco Bell and they were doing a lot of marketing for it, and we got some food from there before or after or whatever, and it was kind of interesting.
Well, the first one, A New Hope, actually came out May 25th, 1977.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was 2 when that came out. A little bit, maybe not even May. I might have been 2.
But one of the first films I remember getting as a present kind of thing, I'm going to do a quote from it because it's just too funny not to.
Okay.
As You Wish.
Princess Bride!
Princess Bride! I love that movie.
That's like my ultimate movie.
It is.
Yes. If
The rodents of unusual size.
Yeah, if anybody asks what my favorite all-time movie is, it's that, because it has everything. And it is so great. And I love the romance.
Montoya, you killed my father.
Looking for the 6-fingered man.
Yep.
My brother, actually, my youngest brother, my baby brother, loves that movie. He's got the 25th anniversary edition DVD. He's like, look what I have. I'm like, you suck.
We have the DVD. I don't know if it's the anniversary edition, but
my brother has the anniversary edition.
I
had to show it to me and be a jerk about it.
Yeah, I have the DVD as well, and I'm not sure what edition it is, but I know it was a edition.
The anniversary edition has it'll say 25th anniversary, and it'll have a silver across the silver thing on the top.
Yeah, it's over there. I'd have to look through all my stuff. I already did some major cleaning today.
Actually, my youngest brother, in his wedding, my nephew did a little thing before like the speeches were done, and he did the marriage. He did that whole little speech. It was really cute. He's like, marriage is what brings us together today.
There it is.
There it is.
I also have the book, but I never finished the book because I saw the movie first. Oh,
yeah, I don't have any. See, my brother would love that.
And then,
I want that book.
It's a good story.
That would be
Except
like my collector book.
Yeah, Fred Savage was not about the kissing. He was like, they're kissing again.
Is this a kissing book?
We got
Wallace John
to sign this one.
All right, it says, if you haven't already, I highly recommend watching it with the commentary tracks. A lot of excellent behind-the-scenes stuff.
Cool. I know the DVD has a lot of directors and actors commentary. My brother said.
Yeah, there was something about the big rat and that part.
The rodents of unusual size.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that part, they said, I remember one of the behind the scenes, they said something about that part where they didn't know that there was going to actually be those huge things coming at them.
Huge mechanical rats that want to eat you in the fire swamp.
Right. So it was like
that actually terrified me the first time I saw them. I was like, I don't like rats to start with because they're creepy looking, but when those things came like at them, I was just like, no, I'm good.
I'm good. Bye.
We're good.
That came out.
I was like, bye. I'm gonna go sit. Yeah, I literally like pulled my feet up on the couch and was like, no. My brother laughed at me. He's like, ha ha. I was like, no, you don't understand.
I had a thing for Wesley.
I think everybody had a thing for Carrie.
I want As You Wish, please.
We got to meet Wallace John, and he is just a big, huge sweetheart. And I'm going to describe the weekend and then what we did when we finally got to meet him.
It was what, Farpoint?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a guest at Farpoint last year. So that would have been February 2019. And we saw him first on Friday evening. We were hanging out with some friends in the lobby, and he just kind of wanders through, and he didn't have a handler with him, and he didn't have anybody. That's one of the beauties of the Farpoint and Shore Leave conventions. The stars are very comfortable. It's like so laid back. The stars could just wander through the hotel, and you see them. It's like, hey, how you doing?
And
they were like that.
Wait, which convention?
Wizard World. Wizard World, they were like that when we went to Wizard World.
Yeah, it was in.
They weren't in Winston.
Salem.
They weren't. I mean, Brian Krause didn't have his handler with him. The only person who had their handler with them all the time that I noticed was Holly Marie Combs. But Brian Krause, Charisma Carpenter, they were just walking around and talking.
But
I turned fangirl on Brian Krause. I did. Janine can testify to that. I didn't go psycho fangirl though. I mean, I didn't like jump over the table at him.
I called out to Wallace. I said, "Nice to see you, sir. Thanks for coming." And I used the "sir" because I didn't want everyone to suddenly just on him.
Converge.
So, yes.
Wow.
Which I've seen happen to a different person at a different con.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I've heard about that happening to people.
And then we'll describe the rest of the weekend.
Yep. Wallace John is currently a semi-regular character on Young Sheldon. He's wonderfully eccentric.
Yeah.
He is
perfect for that spot. I was like, oh my god.
I haven't watched that.
That is him being that.
I think it's a little exaggerated him, but he is that quirky kind of personality.
Yes.
Is he really?
He's a warmer personality, I think, than Sturgis is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Wallace is day-to-day.
Who else is really cool at Wizard World?
So finish the weekend because I want to comment on.
We kept we'd see him, we'd wander by, we'd wave, and then we had to run off in some other direction. So on
Brian Krause. I do that when he'd walk by. I'd be like, "Look, there's Brian again." He'd go a different direction.
I'm fortunately at a point where I no longer get completely starstruck per se. It's now, for me, it's the measure of the interactions that I have with the star.
Next year, I'm going to be Gaga for you know who.
Yeah.
Who? I want to know who.
Kingston.
Where is this going to be?
Shirley.
On Valley, Maryland.
Oh.
No, I think the next big convention that I might do is AllCon Dallas because that's the big Battlestar Galactica.
Well, this isn't a big convention. It's just a very,
Yeah, it's like
the size of the hotel pretty much tops out at 1,500 people.
And they do that quite deliberately. They don't want to go to a bigger hotel and.
Well, to go bigger, they'd have to go into Baltimore, like into the city.
And they're not interested.
And the prices of everything would like
go through the roof, right?
Jump way up.
Yeah.
So we end up paying a little bit more each year for the weekend, but it's still that kind of homey experience.
Finish what happened for the weekend and why.
So anyway, Sunday we finally go get Wallace's autograph. And we get up there and he looks at us and he's like, We beat it last. And
it kind of makes me think of Conapalooza in Tennessee. It's like it's big but not too big, and you have more interactions with the actors and actresses that are there.
Yeah, that's how AllCon is in Dallas.
PowerPoint before COVID hit. Mary Chieffo, Penny Gerald Johnson,
Anthony Montgomery,
and those were the main people. And my big thing is I like to ask for hugs from them. And so I got a hug from all of them. And then after, you want to describe what happened with the hugs for Penny and Mary and those things?
Oh, they loved her hugs. They were all, I really should say this, they were all wonderfully warm people. Mary is a giant fangirl. She recounted that when she got the role of Laurel, she went back and she started watching every Star Trek episode that had anything referencing Klingons.
And then into DS9.
It's like roundabout the first year of DS9, she just got sucked into the story and watched the entire rest of the show.
Oh, wow.
Whether or not it had
Klingons. Good research. Know your character.
Yeah, but in regard to The Princess Bride, it was actually released October 9th, 1987. So
that's why it was a birthday gift. So okay,
that's awesome.
Okay.
And then
my birthday is the 1st for clarity of that year.
I'm November 4th. So I'll be 41 this year. Oh my gosh.
I think Alex and I will just stay quiet about our ages, Alex.
But yeah, my
Lovely.
Aww.
I always just feel I'm the same age as Where No Man Has Gone Before.
The original series, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
That episode.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
you're only 10 years older than I am, so.
I do agree. The Princess Bride, though, is has everything. Is one of the best movies out there.
It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. And it's something I can watch over and over.
Yeah, get me some Tylenol. I'm starting to run a fever again. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. Hope you feel better.
I'll be back.
Well, while he's getting that, Sarah, do you remember? You said you don't remember your first movie, but you remembered one of the favorite.
The Star Wars films in the theater, actually.
The Star Wars.
I remember that, and I remember today is actually his birthday, my brother's birthday.
Oh wow!
And he just went gaga for Star Wars.
No, Star Wars is awesome.
My husband is a gaga Star Wars fanboy.
I never saw I never saw the original in the theaters that I can recall. I saw the later ones.
I didn't see the originals.
Because I
saw them on VHS. Dad rented them.
But I do remember getting The Princess Bride for my 12th birthday.
It was 1977. 1980 and 1983. Yeah, I didn't see those. But I was, when my dad introduced us to Star Wars, I got hooked to the point where when we moved to Charlotte, before I made friends, I would come home and watch 1 through 3, which was actually 4, 5, 6, all in a row, just to keep myself busy.
Yeah. I wanted to stay on for the full 2 hours, but I'm really not feeling it.
Oh, okay.
I have to go lie down.
All right. Feel better soon.
Bye, Sarah.
Okay. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing Star Wars in the movies.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
He's like, I can move her chair now, so I don't have to duck over my face.
All right, so my family went to see Empire Strikes Back at the drive-in, but I was too young to care about SW. At the time, I spent a lot of time looking at the other screen, so I haven't been to a drive-in yet. But I plan on doing it this year.
I do that. I don't even remember the first time I went to a drive-in. It was probably to see some movie. I don't remember what it was, but we had one in town in Spring Valley in New York, but I couldn't tell you what the movie was because I probably fell asleep during it because I was probably like 5 or 6 years old.
When I was a kid, there used to be a drive-in here in North Brunswick in New Jersey, and it was about maybe a third of a mile, maybe half a mile from my house, and it was oriented that from my bedroom window with a pair of binoculars, I could just kind of see the screen through the trees.
Yeah, ours wasn't actually in Spring Valley. It was in Nanuet, New York.
Okay.
No, actually, it might have been in Spring Valley. Might have been off of 59. I don't remember. But it was further enough away where I didn't have that advantage.
Yeah, we had it
right. I could watch movies with binoculars from my bedroom window.
Oh, that'd be cool.
we lived in a basement apartment, so couldn't do it anyway.
Yeah, I'm hoping this year will be my first drive-in theater.
They're disappearing. So if you can get to one, I highly recommend it.
They're coming back out because of the pandemic. Didn't you
because
see?
of COVID?
Yeah, because they're making Walmart. Walmart is taking some of their parking lots and making them into drive-in theaters. Some of the Walmarts are doing that. The Raleigh,
but they're not permanent screens. This isn't a permanent screen that they're
Well,
making, though.
Raleigh Drive-In is coming back open. There's one in Eden, I think, that they're bringing back up, and some other ones
I'll have to look into the Eden one. Eden's
Yeah.
not far from where I am, so I'll look into the Eden one and let you know.
Yeah.
Eden's the next town over from me, so because I'm in Reedsville.
I'm in
Reedsville, but I'm like out. First movie you saw in a theater without your parents. Mine was Batteries Not Included in 1987.
That was a cute movie, actually.
Without my parents?
The
first movie I saw without my parents, Young Guns. I saw Young Guns, the first movie I can remember seeing without the first Young Guns. I saw both of them, but the first Young Guns I went to see with my brother and my friend Linda mentioned and her brother John. That's the first one I remember going to see without my parents was Young Guns. And I had a thing for Emilio Estevez, so you know. It worked for me. Him and Lou Diamond Phillips, after a while, replaced a couple of people.
I'm trying to think what mine would be.
Young Guns was the first one I remember seeing without my parents. Without any adults was Young Guns. That's a good subtopic. I liked that.
Me too. This one I have to really think about. Honestly, I really do.
It was like Young Guns.
Because I know me and my cousins went to one together, and I wish I could remember what it was.
Must not have been that great of a movie if you can't remember.
Oh, I don't know. I think it was a Disney movie. One of the Disneys. I love Disney, but you know,
it was Dumbo.
No, definitely not Dumbo. I would have remembered that one.
I remember going on a Dumbo ride in Walt Disney World when I was a kid. I was in 5th grade, and that was like the coolest ride besides the Haunted Mansion and the Haunted Mansion. Well, because it flew, because you got off the ground. Was the Haunted Mansion that and what was it? Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, the runaway train. Which my little brothers couldn't go on because they weren't old enough. They weren't tall enough. So they had to ride the little kiddie train. They were so angry. They really wanted to go. But me, my older brother, and my cousins, and my grandparents went on that with us. My grandfather went on that. So did my grandmother, no, actually, I don't think my grandfather did. I think my grandmother might have went on it with us, but I can't remember. I know my aunt and my cousins did. My uncle and my dad didn't get to go to Florida because they had to work and dad was in college still. So he didn't get to go.
I think the one I can remember more vividly than anything before coming to Charlotte was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So I think that was one of my.
I wouldn't see my dad. My dad took me, my brothers, and my best friend from Northern Ireland, Marie, to see Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I think her mom was over from Ireland then too. I don't remember, but we went to see that in the movies. But my parents were with us. So without my parents, the earliest one I can remember is going to see Young Guns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Roger Rabbit was great. The live action animation was phenomenal.
For them to do that in the 80s, that was like amazing.
It was phenomenal.
But I remember that one more vividly though, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, because I know I saw that in the theater because I remember it was really cool. Yeah.
I think everybody saw Roger Rabbit in the theater, and if they didn't, they really missed out because it was awesome. I just remember sitting there going, "Wait," being confused and going, "Wait, it's a cartoon? Really? I don't want to watch a cartoon." And then all of a sudden, there's like this whole live action thing, and I'm like, "Oh wait, this could be fun." Yeah, because they showed that Baby Herman cartoon at the beginning.
Yeah, that was cute. And
so you're like, I don't want to watch a cartoon. Like, I remember looking at my dad and going, I really don't want to watch a cartoon. Like, because at that point, I'm like, no, I don't want to watch this. It's going to be a dumb cartoon. No, I don't want to. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, wait, there's live action. It's like, okay, wait, this has potential.
Okay, it wasn't just a technological feat, but having Disney and Warner Brothers characters together to that degree was presidented.
It was
It part of the deal that Mickey and Bugs got equal screen time. Oh.
Yeah, I love my Looney Tunes. I'm not a real big Disney's okay, and I've saw The Little Mermaid and Pocahontas and all the Disney movies. The original Snow White, I think I've even seen that on VHS because I'm not that old.
Well,
I love both.
For a long time, there were
Dumbo, Bambi. I've seen all that on VHS, and I like Disney, but I'm not really into like cartoons.
Mm-hmm. What were you saying, Alex?
I was saying for a long, long time, they would re-release those classic Disney in the theaters.
True. So, yeah.
Lots of folks who were fairly young didn't get that chance.
I'm not a big Disney person. I never have been.
Well, right now, because of some of the movies are waiting until 2021, if you look at the drive-in theaters, they're actually bringing out some of the older movies. And what was it? Ghostbusters brought in a lot by just being out there again.
The original Ghostbusters.
Future. Let me see. The one I was telling you, Raleigh. Yeah, drive-in theater. That's the one I want to go to. Actually, they have one new movie they have coming out this week, I think.
My allergies are killing me today.
That's not good. All right, so
I think it's this Friday in New Jersey. The movie theaters are being allowed to reopen.
Mm-hmm. All right, so tonight. No, not tonight. Thursday. Sorry, this Thursday. They're having Bill and Ted Face the Music, and then right after that, Unhinged. And then, what is it? Friday.
I want to see the Bill and Ted. I do want to see the Bill and Ted. The Unhinged.
Me too. Let's see. Friday, they're doing a Jason Adamo band with Jeremy Burns and a food truck La Republica, and then they're doing Goonies.
Goonies. Oh my god, Goonies. Yeah, Goonies. I have Goonies here.
Yeah,
I love Goonies.
Me too. Then they're doing Back to the Future and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. All three after the live band.
Oh wow!
I love Goonies. I'd go just to see Goonies.
Oh, they're doing 3 on Saturday too. They're doing E.T., Jaws, and Jurassic Park.
Wow.
E.T. on the big screen again.
And Sunday, September 6th, they're doing Dirty Dancing, Grease, and Footloose.
Okay, and they're doing all the musical type things.
Yeah. And then September 11th through 13th, they don't have anything out yet. But, I mean, just looking at this, I was like, too bad John's not off Thursday. Well, no, he gets off at 4, so maybe he'll be interested in seeing this with me. Because I got free tickets from Groupon.
Nice.
I know. I've had them for a while, and they extended, the expiration date because of the fact of the pandemic. And I'm like, okay, good. I need to go one day. I need to see movies. Oh, yeah. Okay. Princess Bride is also doing drive-ins.
Yeah.
So far, I've heard about drive-ins too. Yeah, and I'm trying to think. Wonder what Eden has now. Because I'm like curious. What do you have, Eden? I think drive-ins are going to be awesome, though.
I think, let's say, what's the last drive-in movie I saw was probably Men in Black. The first Men in Black we saw in a drive-in. That was the last one I saw. And that was up in Woodbury, Monroe, Woodbury, New York. And it was when it first came out. I was with an ex-boyfriend, my friend Lisa and her then boyfriend. Mm-hmm. We saw Men in Black. It was a 2-for-1, and I can't remember what the second movie was.
Okay, I guess.
Or the first movie, because Men in Black was the second one. I don't remember what the first one was. It must have been really bad. It must have been a B-rated movie because I don't remember. It was probably like Revenge of the Blob or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember it.
But
we specifically went to see Men in Black.
Oh.
And that was kind of cool to see that in a drive-in. That was like larger than life, even bigger than the regular screen.
To me, I think it's more personable, like it's just you and that person, you're going and you have your own, you have your own car. You can lean back, you can do whatever you want. All right, here we go.
How much of the movie you actually watch is completely up to you.
Fine, I will log
those
in.
Of those of us that do not have children.
Well, if you think about it, if they
it wouldn't work for my brother or my sister.
It'll be cars that closed windows and stuff. But
we'll just leave it as PG-13 the podcast for right now. We'll say PG-13.
Oh, they had Metallica there.
What was that, Alex?
I was like, what's interesting too is like with the drive-ins coming back, but of course the technology is also so different now. They can feed it to your car radio. You don't have to have those like speakers.
The speaker that you have to like pull into your car, hang on your visor. Yeah.
And something vaguely resembling Fidelity.
Mm-hmm.
Those big awkward boxes. Yeah, I remember those.
I'm not seeing anything for September yet, but the last thing they had was August 29th. They had Metallica.
Tabitha says in the chat, she said, I've seen the new Bill and Ted, it's good. So that's from Tabitha.
Oh, there she is.
She's in the chat. Hey! Yeah. Wait, she's coming back.
This is Tabitha.
I just read her thing in the chat.
Yeah.
Can she hear us?
Can you hear us? Oh no, that's not working.
We can't hear you.
We can see you, but we can't hear. Extra points for that movie quote.
Yeah, double check your cam mic info. Because remember, you had it defaulted on the other one. Maybe it didn't go to it. Possibly. We have some technical difficulties.
My computer.
I do apologize. But yeah, they're not showing their September, but let me check because they do say upcoming events. So I want to see if it shows anything September.
Okay, my computer is just like so slow. I just typed something to Tabitha and I don't know if she can hear us.
Oh,
so
I heard the noise.
Yeah, I heard some funky music. We can see her. I just can't hear her.
Eden doesn't have as much as the Raleigh one.
Well, that's because we're actually Eden and Reedsville. We're not like huge like Raleigh and Greensboro and Winston and all those. We're not like major big cities, so we probably won't.
They actually September 9th have the British Invaders concert with a movie, A Hard Day's Night.
Oh wow.
That's a Beatles movie. She says it says it's working, but we can't hear her. She's talking. Can't hear you, honey. Can she hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's shaking her head that she can hear us up and down. She can hear us, but we can't hear her. Oh, that sucks.
I hear those.
Yeah, I can hear the funky music, but
play that funky music, white boy.
She's yelling into that microphone, and I can't hear her.
Make sure it's turned on that end too. I think there's some of those have other, like some of them have where it mutes you and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I don't like the headsets. I prefer to go headsetless, so to speak.
Is there a way you could not have a headset and stuff and we could hear you better? Or let's see. Can we hear you? You have to change your setting now. I know. I'm sorry.
She's just like, what the hell? I love it. Tabitha is not having a good day.
Maru.
Okay, let's see. Drive-in movie. theaters.
Yeah, I actually have my door to my office shut, so you can't hear my husband on the TV. Because I have no idea what he's watching. I was watching Harry Potter, but he's apparently changed the channel.
Well, here's one.
And I don't even know if he's still open.
Hi, Chips.
Hey, pretty kitty!
Oh, so pretty.
Hello?
Yeah, I kicked my dogs out.
Is
I
he
kicked Jack
sleeping
out.
by me? All right, testing. Is that
This one's
maybe?
David.
Oh, you know it could be Tabitha. It could be the driver for your audio. If none of it's working,
That sucks. That means she's got to go.
Well, I can
see
do it.
her.
I don't know what she said. Tape it
I don't
for
know what
me.
she said either. She has to type. We can see her, but she'll have to type in the chat. We'll have to read what she says. No, I kicked my dogs out of my office. I have 3 dogs, and they just bark too much, and they're just dogs. They're sweet. They just bark too much. Especially Sansa.
Mm-hmm.
When the boys get on her.
Oh, you're gonna. Yeah, Izzy's just napping beside me. I might need to get in your computer later, Miss Tabitha, and do my magic. See what's
your magic.
My magic. Yeah, last night 4 hours. I was on my other friend Tabitha's computer because it was.
She says it works in Messenger. It works on WinApp and Messenger. She says.
All right,
That's it. YouTube just doesn't like her.
No, but Discord wasn't working either. See?
It's a whole new
All right.
So her Discord wasn't working either? Her computer just doesn't like her. It doesn't like you.
Mean.
It doesn't like you. It does not like her.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's a menu at this one. All right, let's see.
Like I can hear you. I can hear Alex. Tabitha. Nope.
Toby Mac.
I think I might be deaf. I thought there was something wrong with my hearing originally.
Oh wow. Okay, so Hound's Drive-In is in Kings Mountain, North Carolina, and oh, here it goes. The first feature is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on screen 1, and the second one is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Year 1 and 2.
Yeah. And then screen 2, first feature is Mighty Python on the Holy Grail, and the second feature for that one is Bill and Ted Face the Music. All right, let me try.
We go from Monty Python to Bill and Ted, Keanu Reeves, and Bill and Ted.
Right.
Nice.
All right, hold on 1 second. I'm going to screen share quick with her.
She's we can't hear her. It's kind of sad.
Hi. Oh, that doesn't look right. Let me try. Okay, down here. Oh, let me try the other screen. Hold on. I'm going to do my other screen. I have 2 screens. The other screen won't do that.
I feel like we should be in the Brady Bunch here. We wind up on top of
it. All right. So you know right here where it has the sound part? The sound part? You want to right click? Ooh. Never mind. When you right click on it, it should give you sound options. Like the other one has it on there, so I'm like, this one doesn't. Hold on. Let me see if it'll show it here.
No, look, there's Potter. Hi, Potter.
Dang it. Let me do the search. Okay. Sound settings. So
we might somehow get her to hear her.
All right, so you want to do sound settings, make sure these are there, but then you want to go to the app volume and device preferences, make sure these are set up the same. Have the correct one in it.
I don't know. Joe set one up, so.
Making Windows work, that's hard.
What is hard?
Said damage control is easy. Making Windows work, that's hard.
Well,
yeah, I had to get Windows 10 put in mine.
I
to
did
make it work.
support before, so.
Oh, I wanted to let you know. I got the app on my computer for Discord.
All right, go back here and then go to sound control panel as well. Sound control panel, and make sure it's either default or in the ready with a check mark for both of those. And that when you talk with the recording, it shows it like da 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 da. I know, I'm weird.
I usually whistle into mine. It comes back like infinitely louder, so I'm like, okay, that is not a good thing to do.
Mm.
The playback is louder, so I'm partially deaf afterwards.
Right.
It's horrible.
And then
things I do.
If need to troubleshoot or test the microphone right here to make sure. Because it could be.
I thought maybe it was for using a headset.
Something connected to it. I don't know. Sometimes.
Hello, Potter.
Yeah, that's the one where I told you the 2 Harry Potters, and you have to admit that's a funny combination. Mighty Python and the Holy Grail with Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Well, I mean, they're both comedies, so not really.
I feel like I'm gonna have to go in Tabitha's computer and do some work.
Probably.
Don't worry, Tabitha. Don needs me to go in his too. He's having mic issues as well.
Don Murray?
No. Don. Shoot. Now I can't remember his last name. What is wrong with me?
I thought it was what's his name? Murray from. The hell, I can't remember what ship he's on anymore. I think he's Bonaventure, but
yeah, Bonaventure.
Is he the Bonaventure?
Mm-hmm. He's the Bonaventure. He's the captain of the Bonaventure.
We can see her, but we can't hear her.
Well, if you works on Winamp and Messenger, it's a whole new headset.
Weird.
I wonder if there's a download for it that it doesn't have.
Maybe.
But I don't understand why it will work on one thing and not the other. Because Winamp is very particular on what goes through it on headsets, right, Tabitha? So for it to work on that, it should work on the computer.
If it's working on Messenger, it should work on the computer too. It's just weird. I wonder if her sound card isn't working right.
That's why I said there might be updates on the audio itself that didn't go through. But the only way to check that is if I team view her and go into her computer and check on it. See what's going on. Yep.
Joe had my computer for a weekend to fix it, so it worked.
Mm-hmm.
He had it for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. And then he had
always good. Computer doesn't work, and into the chief engineer and be like, fix it!
Yeah. Tabitha's not here. Yeah, still not coming through. That's so weird.
He lives up to his position. We all love Joe Lance. He fixes our computers.
Yeah, that's why I upgraded this one, because this one started getting love you too.
We can all make faces at her now.
Oh, it's Bullwinkle.
All right there, Bowinkle. What? She stuck her tongue out before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're definitely gonna be working on the headset for you.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be fixed before next time she's on the show. For sure. Mm-hmm. Wow, it's already been an hour and 25 minutes. It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, time goes fast.
I didn't expect it to go quite so fast. It kind of just flew by.
It's more fun that way. No.
I figured like there'd be like these pauses like of no conversation.
No. There's always something to talk about on a podcast. Well, I believe that.
Again, first time ever being on a podcast.
I know.
You know.
Wonder if there's. I'm trying to think of another way.
My computer screen's so dirty. I smashed a little fruit fly on my computer screen, and there's a mark. There's like a mark of dust or something on my screen. Annoying little gnats.
Okay, so let's see if there's another one. I want to see what this Shelby, North Carolina actually has one too.
Don't know where Shelby is in relationship to any of us.
It's closer to Charlotte, actually.
Okay, well, Charlotte's only like an hour and a half from me. 2 hours from me. I missed out going to Charlotte this season because of COVID.
I know.
The Gaelic season got
Yeah, usually
the Gaelic season got cut.
I'm usually there.
Well, no, I would go for the Gaelic season, the football season, but with COVID, it got cut short.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if we played at all. I know they did practices, but I don't know if there were any tournament play that we did. If there was, I'm completely unaware of it because I wasn't paying attention. I didn't do it this year.
Let me see.
I think I'm getting too old to be running around on a football field anyway.
Easier to break things.
Yeah, probably. But you gotta remember, Gaelic football isn't like American football, so. I mean, I explained that to you when you were on the Bonaventure.
Yeah.
To you guys on the Bonaventure. So.
There's also a Baden Road Drive-In Theater, but it's like Eden and like.
Yeah, you don't want to be in Eden after like 5 o'clock. Eden's depending on where in Eden it is. Eden's not like an exactly safe town.
Oh, I hear something. Oh, a kitty! I heard a kitty. Where'd it come from?
That was a door, and it was my husband.
Oh, I thought it was a kitty.
No, it's my husband playing with my door. Or it's my dog. No, actually, it's my dog. It's Jack.
Hi, Jack.
You want to say hi, Jack? See if I can just... Jack! You dope. Come here.
Like, I miss my mommy.
He looks for Danny.
I still can't hear you. No.
There's Jack.
Oh, there's my buddy Jack.
Hey,
And now he's running away. He's like, bye. See you later. Actually, he's laying on the floor, and my phone just beeped.
It did. Oh, it wasn't me. I'm right here.
My friend in New York is.
Yes, pizza, please.
Food.
It looks
what is it?
delicious. Pizza.
It looks yummy. She can feed us pizza. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I know, it's like too bad we're all not in the same room. We'd be like,
it is too bad we're all like different states and towns.
For a moment. Oh, Alex, what you said yours was Disney movies, right? You just couldn't recall which one was your first. Yeah, there's a lot of good Disney movies. My favorite Disney movie is Sleeping Beauty, though. That's mine.
Sorry, I had a friend who had a question.
That era, Fantasia is still probably my favorite.
Fantasia is my favorite Disney movie, and it's because of the music.
Oh yeah,
I love Fantasia. And I'd have to say Fantasia, and then probably Sleeping Beauty. Tabitha says Disney.
yeah.
She's even wearing Minnie Mouse.
I see that. Her and my friend Jessica would get along great. Jessica loves Disney. He must be getting ready to take them out. Yeah, he must be getting. He's getting ready to take them.
I can hear him.
Yeah, that's Zanza. That's What was your first movie when you were young? Yeah, what was your first movie you remember?
She's like, ask me anything, Disney. Yeah, right.
I have Trivial Pursuit. I had the Disney version.
Oh my!
I
had the Disney version of Trivial Pursuit. I know you'd love it. She'd probably beat us all in that if we played. She'd be like, "I win." I won't play with my friend Jessica because she'd probably whoop my ass.
That's why I'm generally not allowed to play Trek trivia because especially TOS.
I mean, I have Battlestar Galactica. You don't, like with me, that's just bad. I'm actually playing Battlestar Galactica.
More Galactica.
Both Galactic. Well, I grew up watching the original series, so.
Me too.
But I watched the reimagined too.
I saw.
Starbuck will always be Richard Hatch. I'm sorry. I love Katie, and I've met her.
Well, Dirk Benedict.
But yeah, Dirk Benedict, all those guys, the original cast. I don't mind them changing Starbuck to a girl, but it was just kind of like, what the really? At least they kept Lee as a guy. They kept the Adamas as guys. That was good.
I come at it from a weird place. It's like if I embrace a fictional world, it's the world that I embrace. So when you go reimagining all of that, like all that history, all that whatever didn't happen, it's like go away.
Well, they didn't. The reimagined series wasn't bad, but
on a line by line basis, it was actually better written. But when I realized
the actors, we had better actors for one, and we didn't have the cheesy effects we had back in the 70s. The 70s and 80s when Dirk Benedict and Richard Hatch and all of them were doing it.
But when I realized that about 2/3 of the way through the show, that I was ending 2 out of 3 episodes rooting for the Cylons to finish the job.
Everybody roots for the Cylons. Somebody roots for the fleet. My brother loved the Cylons.
I was like, if that's what's left of humanity.
Yeah, you kind of got to root for the toasters.
No, thanks. At least in the original Galactica, the humans were people I would follow. In more versions, you guys are going that way. Good, I'm going over there. See ya.
I don't like the way they took Starbuck. Starbuck should be a guy.
Kitty. Behind you.
I know that.
I'm waiting for the cat to just reach over and like slap him in the face with his paw. Like Bob.
Tabitha said her first movie when she was a kid was Aristocats. That is a cute movie.
Okay, that was a cute movie. Lady and the Tramp.
I
remember Lady and the Tramp when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I think Lady and the Tramp, Bambi, Dumbo. I remember those.
What do you think?
I think Lady and the Tramp was the first Disney movie I can remember seeing.
That cat is so cute.
Outside of like Bambi and all those, but
yeah.
I was more I saw Sleeping Beauty. I think I saw Snow White I'm trying to think which ones in theaters I saw.
Lady and the Tramp I remember seeing in the movies with my aunt, if I remember right. I used to go to the movies all the time with my aunt when I was a kid.
Sleeping Beauty I did not see in the movie theaters, but I did see it on tape. Did I see any movies?
I think Lady and the Tramp and Bambi were the only ones that I saw in the movies. And Bambi, again, I cried when his mother died.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It was like, what?
Again, my brother would have been like, wuss.
Okay.
Go outside.
Other than Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I saw The Fox and the Hound.
Good.
And that also was sad too. The Secret of the Nymph I saw in theaters.
Secret
of the Nymph.
I saw in theaters.
And I thought it was kind of dark. Like, to me, for a young kid, I was like kind of, scared at certain points because of that big rat thing that scared me. An American Tale. Did I see that in theater?
I cried in that movie too. See, these are movies I should not watch. You know the little Irish mouse in American Tale? Mm-hmm. No, you know the little Irish. Well, my friend Marie had just went home, and we had watched that on tape. Yeah. And she reminded me of her, so I cried. These are movies I should not be allowed to watch. Like, my dad can't watch Old Yeller because Old Yeller, spoiler alert, dies at the end.
Ooh.
He gets killed because he gets rabies.
I remember.
So yeah, Dad can't really mess with me too much with American Tale because all I have to do is look at him and go Old Yeller, and he shuts up real quick. He's like, okay, I'll be good. So anytime he would be like, well, you cry during ET, I'd be like, Old Yeller. Dad just shuts up.
I do remember seeing Oliver and Company in theaters. I remember that one because I thought it was so cute. That was definitely one I saw in theaters. And Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I
Labyrinth, Dark Crystal.
I did not see those in theaters.
Those are the ones I really remember. I saw all the Harry Potters in the movies.
Yeah.
I saw all 8 Harry Potters. Granted, there's only 7 books, but there's 8 movies because the last one is divided in half. I saw all the Lord of the Rings in the movies except for the prequels. I didn't see No, I saw Battle of the 5 Armies is the only one I saw out of the first 3. I didn't see Unexpected Journey and Destination Smog. Because we went with you and John. Neither of us was married yet, and we went to see Battle of the 5 Armies.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
You guys were with us.
Yeah.
So, my dogs are back.
Stayed with their original plan and done The Hobbit as one movie, and then done that original story that was supposed to take place in between.
Well, the original Hobbit that I remember seeing as a kid was the cartoon version. Mm-hmm. I remember the cartoon version of the Hobbit when I was younger.
I thought that was the other version, like the live version, though.
The Hobbit, the whole series is a little bit darker than what Peter Jackson put on screen. I have all of them, I think, in book. I know I have at least Fellowship to Return of the King. I might have Hobbit. I might have the Hobbit. I don't know. I might have the 4 of them. I have to look. It's in the other room. It's not in my office. It's in the front bedroom. Along with all my husband's 40K stuff and my 40K army, my wolf. Which he still has not taught me how to play. I haven't. That would be like the perfect time because, with COVID, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
When you're not working because of COVID, it's like, okay, fine, teach me how to play my Space Wolves. So I have a whole Space Wolf army.
Cool.
They're my Vikings. They're fun, but I haven't played them yet.
But I'm still working. I'm working from home, but I'm working.
But,
I'm working right now.
He's gone and played a couple of times with friends of his and at little local things with his demon army, but I just haven't.
Tabitha says she watched 101 Dalmatians at a drive-in movie theater, and she watched it with her own Dalmatian called Budweiser.
Nice name.
Funny name.
Love Dark Crystals. Netflix made a miniseries.
Yeah, they did.
We actually were talking about the Dark Crystal miniseries earlier.
Yep.
and she just
I
brought that up.
haven't seen it yet, though. It's really good.
She says it's on Netflix.
Yeah, it is.
She says, "Love Dark Crystal." Netflix made a miniseries, and she put Minnie like Minnie Mouse. It's awesome.
Aww. You can tell
I
she's
know
a
she
Disney
loves
fan.
Disney.
So we're all going to Disney now, right?
We're all this Disney kick, apparently. Like I said, the first Disney movie I remember is Lady and the Tramp.
Do you watch the
We're not
Disney
getting
Channel?
little tidbits at the bottom of the screen anymore.
Did you see their new movie, The Upside Down Magic, yet? Isn't it awesome? It's so cute. And I was having a lot of fun with it. So yeah, The Upside Down Magic, I recommend. I have Disney Plus, but it's not on Disney Plus yet. It's only on demand, Disney On Demand and regular Disney.
Okay.
I have Disney here. I have Disney here on my dish, but I don't really watch Disney that often.
Do you have the on demand?
When they play the classic movies, I watch, but that's about it.
I'm hoping on Disney Plus they I was saying this another time, I think with the Two Geek Girls podcast, how they have Parent Trap and they have the original Parent Trap, but they brought out Parent Trap 2, but not 3. There's a third one with triplets in it.
Oh my.
Oh good Lord. Yes. Twins aren't enough.
And I want to see that again, so I'm like waiting for it. Okay, so Disney, hear me.
Can never get out of the
bring
Parent
it.
Trap movies. Crab webs! Come here, Jacobite! He must be eating a carrot. He's not coming. He must be eating my Shetland sheepdog must be eating carrots. He's not coming. Rebel! Come here, Rebs! He's avoiding me like the plague. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Alrighty
then. And look, his cat is like all chilled out on the chair now. He's like, I'm cool. I'm chilling. And he's like, normally everybody sees me.
Yeah, my 3 dogs are usually in my office with me, and I don't know where. My husband's out watching TV, so they're all there. Jack the black dog is a border collie lab mix that you saw.
I heard you laughing. I hear Tabitha laughing. It's low though.
See, I don't hear anything.
Volume thing.
And my dogs are now getting in trouble.
Oh, I can hear you better. A bit more. I can hear you a bit more. Keep going. More volume.
Wow, orange crunchy buns.
Oh, Alex, what's your cat's name?
Jinx.
Oh,
Jinx.
Cute.
We named her after a character in Uhura's song, the novel.
Oh. Kind of makes me think of Binks from Hocus Pocus.
My parents actually have my parents' cat is actually gray, and his name is Binks from Hocus Pocus. My sister named him because that was her favorite. That's her favorite movie. So, but he's gray, not black. But he's Binks.
Look at Binks the volume. Tabitha, look at the volume through cam and mic area and raise it. Also, see if you could raise it in the actual regular sound area. See if that helps. Because I heard her for a bit, but it was low. See, I heard her laughing, and then her comment after. She's like, I'm looking.
She's like, I'm trying, I swear. Okay, I have to shut my door because my dogs are being really loud. Jack! Okay. That's enough! Jack Ragnar! Knock it off!
I think he wants to be famous. I'm just kidding. See, don't you hear a little bit? I hear you a little bit. That's why I'm like, something up with the
Once in a while,
volume.
I hear just like a tiny bit of something. Then it goes
Yeah.
away.
See, she said, "I'm looking." I heard
Yeah.
you,
Okay, I start to hear that too.
and I hear you laughing, but it's just more volume is needed.
Oh my god.
See, you hear?
I can
her?
just barely hear her laughing.
See,
Almost there.
see, she says, "I'm looking, I'm looking."
Like I can hear her laughing now.
Hmm.
I couldn't hear her because my dogs are barking.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
We hear
Holy
you.
crap! I can hear you.
Okay.
Lot.
I like the whole. Can you hear me now?
It's the volume stuff, right? It was just the
Yes.
Fucker. It only took an hour and 45 minutes to figure it out.
volume. 15 minutes left.
15 minutes left of a podcast, and we can finally hear Tabitha.
I like other things besides Disney, guys. I just
That's fine.
It's fine.
Is there
I love Labyrinth too. Labyrinth.
Oh,
is
Labyrinth.
awesome.
Labyrinth. We discussed Labyrinth earlier.
Bowie, Jared. Oh.
I
Yes.
was telling him that I introduced my middle sister to Labyrinth for the first time just before she got married.
Ah.
And we were having dinner at her house, and she's like, "Let's watch a movie." And she pulled on Netflix, and Labyrinth showed up, and I was like, "Oh, let's watch that." And she's like, "What's it about?" And I'm like, "You'll like it." And she saw the Muppets, and she was like, "Yes." The whole David Bowie thing kind of creeped her out, but she was all right.
David Bowie was awesome in that movie.
Oh yeah, I love David Bowie. He was hot. As Jared.
She's 16. She's 16 years younger than I am, so she didn't realize that David Bowie and Iggy Stardust were the same person.
Yeah.
So she was kind of like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "It's David Bowie." She's like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Yeah, he's younger there." David Bowie.
It was the 80s.
Like, it's Jared the Goblin King.
His wife is hot too.
Janine's
like, "We're just going back
on that one."
I've loved David Bowie forever.
But I like her. She's a sweetheart.
But yeah, David Bowie.
Yeah, David Bowie. I think most of us grew up with him.
I'm taking Jared.
Jared the Goblin King.
I was like, too bad my sisters were too old for him to take.
Part of my childhood died with David Bowie.
Aww.
Okay. It's okay, Goblin King, Jared is, it's okay.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
Same thing when Snape from the Harry Potter movies died. It was kind of like, no.
Yes, it was sad.
Yeah.
Even
though there's like, I think he accepted it though. In a way, he accepted it. It's sad, but he knew he did it for.
Well, the original Dumbledore that's in the first two movies isn't the same Dumbledore for the rest of the series.
Oh,
he passed away in the middle. He passed away in the middle of filming the third one, I think. And they changed directors at some point too.
I wish they would have done more for his funeral, because in the book they did such an elaborate funeral, and then it was just kind of like a letdown. I'm like, wait a minute, where's the funeral?
They left out Peeves too. That's what annoyed me, is they left out Peeves.
Yeah.
They left out the Poltergeist, which kind of pissed me off, because I was like, I wanted to see Peeves. Because he played such a big part in the one with Umbridge. And stuff he did to her, and it was just completely written out of the movie.
You mean the Fantastic Beasts or whatever, that one? No,
it's a Harry Potter movie. If you read the books, there's a character called Peeves. He's a ghost, and he plays practical jokes on everybody.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing is he calls Voldemort Moldy Voldy. He has a little song he does, and he calls him Moldy Voldy. But they left him completely out of the movie, but had every other every other no-name ghost in the movie, but left out Peeves. So it was like, if they're gonna redo Potter, they need to put Peeves in.
There's if you think about it, every book, even Harry Potter, even though they put the most they say in, they're like, oh, most of it's in. It's really not. They leave out some of the key stuff that some people who've never read the books would understand better. But
leaving out Peeves would have explained a lot more with Umbridge. But they chose why they chose to leave him out. Who knows? I mean, it wouldn't have made the movie any longer to put in the 4 or 5 scenes that have Peeves.
Yeah, now that there's some movies that are like 2 hours or more and they have intermission because it's so long. It's like, just put it in.
Do a couple of those. Yeah, I can do a few of those.
Yeah, I keep hearing good things about the new Bill and Ted, though.
Yeah, I want to see that. But that's only because I saw the first, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey, and
it keeps in line with all that.
We grew up with Bill and Ted, so.
All right, let me see. I'm gonna see.
Okay, and the song that unites the world, that was a big thing in the other 2 movies too. So.
Yeah, they keep up with that same kind of thing. It's definitely a Bill and Ted movie.
Awesome. I'll eventually have to go see it. I know my husband was talking about going to see it, so we'll see what happens. Right now, movie theaters aren't open here in North Carolina.
Yeah, they're closed here too.
Oh, they bring a George Carlin cameo in it. Oh, because he was in the others. How much can Bill and Ted is made in theaters? Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for.
Have you seen Yesterday?
No, I heard it's cute though.
I don't know. I was kind of let down.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, let me see.
Damn, what the hell is the name of that new show that we've been watching?
Well, true.
Janine, have you seen Lovecraft Country yet?
No. I heard it's pretty good.
It's freaking awesome. It's on Sunday nights on I can't remember what channel, but we've been watching it since the beginning of the season, the series, and it's really, really good.
Nice.
But it's all about H.P. Lovecraft, and his stories are built into the show, and it's really good. Like, they mention H.P. Lovecraft in it, but we've been watching that, and I've been watching Nosferatu, which is done for the season, because I love my vampires.
Now, okay, so they're saying due to, not all theaters are open, box office numbers don't even tell the whole story as they once did for films right now. But it's saying Bill and Ted Face the Music made just over 1 million, showing in just over 1,000 theaters in the U.S. The majority of that success was found at drive-ins. While that number is only a fraction of the 7 million that the New Mutants made, Face the Music is doing much better at home, as according to Forbes. The film is at the top of the digital sales rental charts for all the major platforms, including iTunes, Amazon, Fandango, and more. Yes. So they're doing well at home.
I think
it's impossible to tell just what they really mean in gross dollars yet, because this is a whole new book.
We can actually rent it off of DirecTV here, Face the Music. I think I remember seeing something about it on here.
Amazon has it.
Prime.
Yeah, Amazon has it. I think not Netflix. I saw it on a couple of different things, but you can. Redbox has where you can rent it, stream rent it.
I think we can rent it on DirecTV. We can rent it too on demand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because I think I saw a thing for it the other day.
Yeah, I saw it on Spectrum too. So it's right now since there's not as many movie theaters, they're doing theaters, mostly drive-ins, but whatever other theaters are willing to be open, and renting and streaming that way.
We have Amazon Prime, so I can probably watch it on that too.
Yeah.
Actually, we have to pay for our Amazon Prime. We haven't done that yet. But so I'll eventually watch it. It'll just take a while.
But I do want to see it, and I got to see how much it is, because when they first come out, they're more expensive to rent. They're like $29.99 or $19.99, and then after a while, it'll go down to like $5.99.
Normally, we only pay $5.99 on DirecTV for them. But I haven't looked. I haven't looked for music. It may be $12.99 or whatever.
And then one movie I want to see is Scoob. The
Scooby-Doo movie.
Yeah, the new one. And I'm trying to think how much it is now. It's saying you could watch now on HBO Max with the subscription with no extra. And let's see. YouTube is $19.99. Google Play Movies and TV is $19.99. Amazon Prime Video is $19.99. So it's still up there, but before it was $29.99.
Oh, getting better.
Yeah, it's getting better.
Usually Amazon Prime, if you're a Prime member, you can get it for free or greatly discounted.
Not the newest stuff. It's still going to be the rental price. Well, it's still the rental price, but it's more expensive if you don't have Amazon Prime, of course. But it's still kind of high right now. Usually when it gets to $5.99, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, that's usually when we have it on our DirecTV.
Mm-hmm.
But like we saw Men in Black International that way. We saw the Han Solo movie. We saw that way.
Trying to think how much HBO Max is monthly. I want to see. And it's
going got Solo a couple of months ago. Like, all right, not bad.
It's $14.99 a month. That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Everything they have on here. Love Life and all this other stuff. Yeah, that's not bad at all. And you get a 7-day free trial. So it looks like it's doing good, though, either way. How did you see it, Tabitha, in the theater or at home?
I saw it at home.
Sweet.
I got it through Prime.
Was it $19.99 through Prime at the time or $29.99?
I don't know. I didn't pay for it.
She's like, I don't know. I just watched it. I didn't pay for it.
It was included with Prime then?
No. My son paid for it.
Oh, that was nice of him. Be like, thanks, son. Do it again.
Another movie you want to see that I do?
Ooh, this one has a bunch of goodies. Look at this. I'm looking at drive-ins. I'm in trouble.
She's still looking up in drive-ins.
Well, I have tickets for one already, but I'm looking at this one, the Hounds one, which is in this was the King's Mountain. Even though I don't know which is closer. There's one in Albemarle, but it's not really doing much.
Like I said, the one in Eden, I'm not sure where it is. Patrick would know better because he grew up in the area. He grew up here in Reedsville, so he could tell you.
Yeah.
But I know Eden isn't exactly the place you want to be after a certain hour because it's got its bad sections like any town. You know, it's got its gangs and its druggies and everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But that's every town has that.
Oh yeah.
No, you know, Reedsville has that. Anything past Scale Street down towards Lucky Strike Factory is like you don't want to be in after 5 o'clock. The sun goes down, you don't want to be out there. That's where all the people get shot at and drug deals and.
Drug
Oh,
dealer.
Right. Oh goodness. But it does look like we only have a minute left. But does anybody have anything else to say on childhood movies and how it shaped you?
I don't think there's really anything that we haven't touched, including that little subtopic we had there from
What? I didn't say nothing.
whoever that was asking about subtopics. Dr. Proximo or whoever that was.
Dr. Proximo. Oh, he's actually one of our helpful staff members. So, oh look, I did find Baden's this weekend. They're doing the Dr. Dolittle with Robert Downey Jr., Mean Girls. What is this one?
Oh wow!
Hold on.
Yeah, in our town, we're gonna have a drive-in movie. They're gonna play Mrs. Doubtfire.
Nice.
Oh, and
nice.
It's a good
That's
movie.
awesome.
I've seen it a million times, but you know.
Anything with Robin Williams is good.
Drive-by fruiting.
Love RV. That is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Patch Adams and all those movies are great.
Yeah.
All right, so we went over the movies that, the first movies we saw that helped push us forward. Some of them didn't put us. Proximo rhymes with domino.
I didn't see them come up.
And some that it didn't spur you in that direction; it went the other way.
Yeah, I think we got a few of those.
And then some movies, the first movies we went to without our parents.
Young Guns.
So, but
Really,
of course,
I
want to thank Tabitha, Sarah, and Alex, and Erica for joining me tonight, as poor Nancy wasn't feeling good. So I'm praying, pray for her to feel better. But of course, I always love having guests come on anyway. And you guys, if you're ever interested in coming on again, let me know. I will know the next theme by this weekend. So, but yeah, we'll know the next theme by this weekend.
If you're not careful, we may end up becoming regulars.
It happens. Ask Alex, right, Alex? Especially like Two Geek Girls. I became a regular for a bit, and then they changed the days, but I still try to get on when I can. And they are also a good one. But as I said, Fusion Pop is presented and produced by Fusion Radio. And we will keep everybody updated with the next theme, and we'll see where we could go from there. But this was fun. Now I'm like going to be checking out more drive-ins and see which is close.
Yeah, it was fun.
She's gonna be texting me with all
are coming back. We need,
I'm gonna get all this information on my text.
I'm excited. Ooh,
she's gonna be texting me all night now. There's this drive-in here and here. And I'm turning my phone off.
Go. All right, but thank you guys again, and thank everybody who's been watching and listening in and making comments. We love you all. Mwah. All right, but take care.
Take care, folks.
Bye.